There's only 4 things you really have to get right in marketing. There's only 4 things. If you get the 4 things right, everything should work. But you'd be surprised how many people miss 1 out of the 4. And if you miss 1 out of the 4, your campaign could be ineffective or less effective than you want it to be. So here are the 4 warning signs about marketing. If you have the wrong motivation, or you have the wrong measuring tools, or you have the wrong market identified, or if you're presenting the wrong message. You wouldn't believe how many of my clients over the years got all 4 of these things wrong. But when you do these 4 things wrong, your marketing is going to go off the rails. And what do I mean by this? Let's talk about wrong motivation. Wrong motivation is the reason why you decide to go to market and to get your message out there. And the biggest incorrect motivator for all of us, and you all know what it is, it's fear. What do we fear? When we're marketing and we're trying to get customers, what are we afraid of? We're afraid of losing customers. We're afraid a customer might go to the competition, right? It's one of the biggest motivators we all worry about. We're more worried about our competition. We're worried about losing customers. So fear motivates our decisions. I see it in marketing all the time. This is a great ad that I saw. Don't be fooled. I love this. This is from a local heating and air contractor down here in South Florida. He says the prices are so low due to complaints by other dealers, we can't show them to you in this ad. I've never heard of such a thing. I mean, who's that for? Is that for you or is that for competition? Maybe some of you have seen this billboard around town. Your wife is hot. Isn't that great? I love the double entendre. This is an air conditioning company. Your wife is hot. You better get your air conditioning fixed. Does everybody get the joke? Okay, so their competitor puts up a billboard right next to the one they put up and says, your wife's not hot because she called all year cooling. Anybody get it? They even use the same colors. Look, they're using the yellow and black. Do you think that who's likely to get the call on this? Does anybody get the joke? I think the billboard on the left gets the joke, but the company on the right is certainly motivated out of fear and motivated out of paying more attention to what their competition is doing than what they're doing. This drives a lot of marketing decisions, and it doesn't matter what the media is. If you've ever thought this way, you have to check your motivation. Wrong measurement. What I mean by that is we talk about how you measure your cost of labor, your cost of raw materials. You know how to measure all of that. You have very specific tools in your business. When it comes to marketing, those tools go out the window and you're using all kinds of crazy stuff. Anybody ever said, our target demographic is 25-54? That's not a measurement tool. That's a media tool. You don't measure your customers. But do you ever ask the age of your customers unless you're selling liquor or cigarettes? You don't care how old they are. 25 to 54 is not a demographic. It's a family reunion. Anybody know that a 25-year-old and a 54-year-old that have the same likes, desires, habits, preferences? No. But if you're marketing to 25-54, you're using the wrong measurement tool. A lot of people that I know want to reach everybody. They want to take their marketing and try to reach as many people, hoping that if they cover a lot of different people, that somebody may buy their product. So what they've done is it's like standing on a piece of ice that's a mile long and an inch deep. Isn't going to hold you up very far, is it? So reaching everybody is a poor measurement. We buy our media to say, how many listeners listen to the radio station? How many viewers are watching the TV station? How many hits am I going to get on the website? We're more concerned with reaching more people than we are about the quality of who we're getting and whether or not the person who we're actually communicating with has the ability to buy our product. If reach worked, then every advertiser who ever advertised on the Super Bowl would be very, very successful. And there are a lot of companies that have taken their entire ad budgets for a year and bought one commercial on the Super Bowl and then went out of business. They reached everybody and failed because they really didn't reach anybody who could buy their product or service. Wrong market, wrong message. This is at the heart of most less than successful marketing campaigns. There's only 4 things you need to know in order to get these right. You have to know who your best customers are. Do you know something about your best customers? Do you know why it is they buy from you, your product, your service? Why do they buy specifically from you? You have to know where your best prospects are. Where are they physically? Where are they in terms of their mindset? They should look very much like what your best customers look like. And if you can identify who they are, your marketing's got a much better chance of success. You have to understand how your customers live, what their preferences are, what their lifestyles are, what their habits are. Why? So that your marketing message is something that they will identify with. They want to respond, but if your message doesn't feel like it's for them, they may ignore it. The more you know about your customers and their habits and their preferences and the way they behave, whether it's in business or in personal life, the more the message can be targeted to them. And you have to know what the best ways are to reach them. You have to know what media do they prefer. We know that some people are more likely to respond to direct mail than others. We know that some people are more responsive to the internet. We know that certain groups of people are heavy television viewers. We know that certain groups of people are heavy radio users. We still know groups of people who are heavy newspaper consumers. Do you know the difference? Do you know who it is? If you could put your message, the message could be right and you're putting it in the wrong place, and then it still won't reach your target.